previously been previously prescribed. Now, if prescribed, previously Hi everyone, Brady here. Today I want to talk to you about arch supports, when you should wear them and if you should be wearing them. Now, if you have previously been prescribed a pair of orthotic insoles by a medical professional, or if you experience pain when you don't wear your insoles or your arch supports, or if the shoes, orthotic insoles, or any kind of equipment that you decide to use helps in some way, reduces pain, or in any way enhances your performance, then that's fantastic. Crack on, carry on using them. Maybe finish watching this video though, just to see what I have to say. Now, first of all, I assume we're wearing these arch supports because somewhere down the line, someone has told us or we feel like we have flat feet, or that we overpronate the foot when we're performing some form of exercise, like walking, running, deadlifting, squatting, whatever it may be. First of all, I'm going to tell you why I think overpronation of the foot is actually late supination. So pronation of the foot is where the foot pronates inwards like this and it causes the arch to collapse. We should naturally pronate our foot when we go through the cycle of stepping. Now, when the foot is pronated, all these extra bones in the foot should be nice and loose. But when the foot is supinated, these bones should stay rigid. Now, when we go through the cycle of a step, the heel should strike the floor, and in this position, the foot should be pronated. When the foot is pronated, remember that these bones are floppy, and that will absorb the strike on the floor and help us to go through this motion. As we travel through the gait, the foot should start to supinate. Now, as we mentioned before, that means that these bones become locked, which helps us stiffen, contract the muscles, and to toe off. I'm going to use my trainer now to show you this. So this flat foot that we have could be that we are supinating late when we toe off, meaning that when we should be supinating, we're still pronated, which causes inward rotation, or the knee to roll in, or some form of flat-footedness. So this is why I like to say that we supinate late. So if the supination happened on time, then we wouldn't have this flat foot problem, we wouldn't have this overpronation problem. So how do we stop that from happening? Yes, absolutely. We pop some insoles in that support the arch as we go through this gait. That is a fantastic way to stop this from happening. But is an orthotic really right for you when we could be strengthening the cause of this late supination or this overpronation? So let's look at a paradox that I explore with my clients when they come to see me. So this is the example I show clients when they come to me. What we're looking at is overpronation of the foot. Okay, so a collapsed arch, flat feet, whatever you want to call it. You can see already when I'm doing this motion that my knee has to move. So the paradox I explain to people is it that the muscles, tendons and ligaments and structures around the ankle are so weak that it's causing this pronation, or is it something further up? Is it that the glute medius, so the glute muscle that's here, that helps us abduct the leg, is it that this isn't doing its stability job right? So is it that the ankle is weak, causing the knee to roll in? Or is it that the hip isn't doing its stability job right, so it weakens, rolls the knee in, and then the foot has to compensate, and then the ankle has to accommodate that? So you can see here that my ankle is doing whatever it can to keep me balanced as I'm going through my gait. So my point being, let's figure this out. Do we have a weak hip? If so, the orthotics that we're wearing could just be masking this problem up here. So there's my opinion on the findings that I have in my clinic with flat feet or overpronated feet or needing arch support. If you want to explore this theory that I'm talking about, let's go on a little bit further about what we can do to help this. So I wear barefoot trainers pretty much all the time. I've already done a video on barefoot trainers, so if you want to see that, please check that out as well. Barefoot trainers allow us to physically feel the floor, which is going to allow us to fire the right muscles as we go up the leg. So if the muscles up the leg just aren't working, maybe try wearing some barefoot trainers. That might help out straight away. Second of all, we're going to need to strengthen that hip joint. So we want to be doing plenty of abduction work to strengthen that glute medius. That could mean practicing standing on one leg with plenty of stability. So here what I'm going to do is practice standing on one leg. Sounds really simple, but on my left leg I'm really weak, on my right leg I'm nice and strong. So, right leg, we can stand up, everything stays nice and smooth, and I can stand like this nice and easily. Left leg, struggle a little bit more. So watch this knee, it wants to come in like this. This is a weak hip. I have to grip the ground with my feet, really squeeze my glute to stop that hip from kicking out or my knee from rolling in. So here I'm squeezing my glute and I'm practicing the stability in this hip. So moving my leg around, I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult for myself by moving. I can also try hinging at the hip here. Meanwhile, I'm trying to focus on this knee to make sure it doesn't roll in. So I'm focusing on squeezing my glute and pushing my knee out. I'm going to hinge at the hip, squeeze the floor with my feet, move around. I'm just coaching my hip to do its job. We could use some resistance bands to help strengthen that leg out by doing resisted abduction work. And really all around, we just want to be moving and using that hip joint as much as possible and getting the surrounding muscles to do their job. Like I've said previously, guys, if you have orthotics prescribed to you and they are working, fantastic. If you do use a certain shoe to help you with a sporting activity, such as lifters, fantastic. Go ahead and keep using them if they're helping. This is purely from my findings in my clinic and the information that I've learned over the years being a practitioner. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so that you're notified the next time that I post a video. And I'll see you all next time. So long.